There's one. This is a little guy. I didn't even feel him hit it. I am on Lake Toho on a shell bed. Water's come up, all the rain we're getting, and I am just practicing with my Mega Live and Mega 360 here. I'm locating fish on my 360 and then turning my forward facing sonar over to them. I'm only in 4-5 feet of water. It's stained, a lot of sediment in the water, but I can still see those fish swimming around out there. And I am throwing my little Ned head rig, 12-pound leader, and a June bug Pippin 6er floating worm, so it stands straight up like that. And there's a bunch of fish, if you can see, right out here in front of me. Right there. I've been out here for a little bit, but these fish are just starting to wake up. What time is it? Like 7:30 in the morning. That was my first bite. Oh, that one's a little better. I think he hit it hard. He's okay. Way out at the end of my cast. He's okay. Not a giant. Not a bad one. Probably 2.5. This floating plastic, our PMR, which is not a Laztec, I'll be able to use this one worm probably all day long. Some of these fish are coming up schooling because they're chasing shad around. They're not staying up, so you could probably catch them on top water if you threw top water at them right when they're sitting there blowing up. Because I think the bait seems to all be down a couple feet off the bottom and they're chasing it up. So they're not really starting that pursuit of the bait on the surface. They're not looking for food on the surface. They're starting it down here, and that's where they're ending up catching it. So you basically have to be right on top of them while they're schooling. You just get a lot more bites if you throw something. I could throw a shad jerk, like a fluke style bait, and probably catch a few. I might pull that out here if I don't start getting more bites on this, but having fun catching them on my spinning rod right now. I got 30-pound 9X braid on here with a 12-pound monofilament leader. And I think might be a 3/16 shaky head weight or Ned rig weight. Bite. Fish are getting fatter right here at the end of August. Wasn't a lot of fish on this shell bed all year till the water started coming up. It's been raining just about every day, every afternoon. I threw my shad jerk, which is like a fluke, a little bit, and they hit it. I missed 3 or 4. They wouldn't hold on to it. They're kind of just running and gunning through here. But if I switch back to the shaky head, or Ned rig, whatever you want to call it, they'll hit it. Oh, I'm about to rip the rod out of my hand. And he's a little guy. Just a little guy. What I'm looking at here is, I'm still on this shell bed, but you'll see right up here in front of the boat is some, about 30 to 50 feet out is some new scattered hydrilla that's growing in. And you'll see fish, they're on the bottom. See that fish right there moving around? See, he kind of came out. You'll see some fish moving around in here. And every once in a while, you get a whole bunch of what looks like interference running through here, but it's actually schools of shad. And that's where they were coming up schooling a little bit ago. They've shut down 20 minutes later, but you'll just see, I'm really paying attention to, some of this stuff will look like grass and then you'll see it move through. Again, we have a lot of sediment in the water, so I've actually turned my, if you go to your, my contrast is at 8. If I start turning it up, it clears the picture up because it's tuning out a lot of that sediment in the water. I like to keep it pretty far down because I can see more stuff moving through, and I have my sensitivity up at 13. I'm only reading out 65 feet because I'm in like 4.5 feet of water. So you don't want to read out too far when you're in stained water with a lot of sediment in it and it's shallow, soft bottom with grass. See the bait moving in and out. They're just loaded in there. This is the very next cast. Oh, you can see my fish coming through on the oh, there's them jumping. That's cool. Here he comes. They're not big. These aren't going to win you a tournament, but they're fun to catch. Same worm. There, he just got it. This fish right there just ate this. Oh. Look, that's fish right there. Right there, 35 feet out. Oh. Right on his head. And he just ate it. Right on his head. Not a bad one. Ooh, it's the biggest one yet. Not a giant, but it's 2.5 pounder. Catching them on the controversial forward facing sonar at Lake Toho. A couple small ones that aren't on the video, but that won't make it to the video probably. But that's number 8 on this same worm. It's taking the paint off the shaky head, or the Ned rig head that I'm using as a shaky head, but the worm is still intact.